Hello everybody, welcome to week number 8 of EDU 600. So this week we are going to be studying in more depth experimental designs, experimental research, and factorial designs. Now, both of these fall under the umbrella of quantitative research, so we continue to be under that umbrella, and the big category is quantitative research. The subcategory is experimental research and factorial designs. Many of you may be familiar with experimental research, and it's oftentimes the type of research that people talk about, including in the last year, actually last year and a half. There's been a lot of research reported on the 3 different COVID vaccines. Now, these are excellent examples of experimental design research. And in that, they were conducted in a control environment. In the control environment, to say we have a control group and we have the group that's receiving the vaccine. The control environment was they were injected with a placebo, and the other group did actually receive the COVID vaccine. So the researchers are conducting these experiments in a controlled environment. They're comparing the results, and the results are reported on. So that is a really simplistic explanation of really what experimental research is all about. So what's the purpose? Well, it's really to determine the relationships between 2 variables, the dependent variable and the independent variable. So factorial designs we'll be studying that in chapter 9, is a form of a true experiment. So without getting into a lot of detail on this, I'd like you to take a look at the videos. I'd like you to read chapter 9, and then we will discuss those. I'm thinking about adding a discussion forum to maybe next week, but not this week, but the following week. But all depends on how things go this week. So, Module 8, I'd like you to take a look at a few videos. The first one is experimental research, significant testing. This is one of the areas that I'm really interested in you reporting on in your particular 6 articles, primary source articles. Take a look at Jeff Beaudry's. Once again, he's the author of our textbook. Take a look at this video. Have another video, YouTube video, that is just excellent on experimental research. Another one on experimental designs. Read and do. Please read chapters 8 and 9. I'd like you to identify 2 quotes that signify your understanding of the chapter, or you have questions on. Once again, we'll refer back to those, and you may even use these quotes in the final paper that you're going to do. You don't need to submit any of these to me. This is just for your own use and for your reference as you move forward with the course. I'd like you to read this experimental research brief. Don't worry, it's not long. The file name is Fall 2019. Don't worry about that. It's the article I've been using for the last couple of years. So I'd like you, just like week number 3, we're going to discuss 2 different articles in groups, the same groups that we had in week number 3. So I'd like you to read the article and participate in the group discussion. So I'll walk you through that. Now, the research article you are assigned to this week is the same one you will use for the individual experimental critique assignment, which was due on October 31st. I have changed the date to November 7th. And I'll mention that I changed that also online on Brightspace. So once again, this experimental critique assignment was due on October 31st, and now it's due on November 7th. So I'll walk you through this. So here are the groups. This is Group A. Here are the students that are part of Group A. I changed things around in here so you have a different part. This is the article that Group A will be reading. Group B, these are the names. This is the article you will be reading. And Group C, this is the Group C. This is the article you will be reading. It's actually the same as Group number A. Two more things, and these are biggies. So due October 31st is the article capture number 2. Now I'll have I will say more about this in next weekend's video. The original due date was October 21st. I changed that, pushed it out 1 week to October 31st. Another change, the experimental critique, originally was due on October 31st. I pushed it out 1 week to November 7th. Seeing the flow of material, there was something due every week. I thought everybody just need a little break from that. I'd rather you focus in on your group work and your discussions for this week. So for those that are looking even further ahead, here's week number 9, module number 9. So that is it. I'm going to just update that file. The visual display of data, some people have already submitted that, but that is due on Sunday. If you have any questions, please let me know. And down below in the discussion forums, here we have the discussion forum, week number 8. These are the students. I'd like everybody to read the article, and then I'd like you to discuss. Like Jessie's going to talk about the sample. So she would hit this button, she would say sample as a title, and then she would give us a paragraph about the sampling. So that is about it. There's detailed instructions in here. Coming down, same thing. There's discussion in each one. And I did just add this in here, article capture 2. It is due on October 31st, but you don't have to worry about that at this point. So one last thing, I sent out an announcement this morning. I'm running a little behind on the qualitative critique, on the grading. I should have everybody's caught up and your grade to you by no later than Monday, and hopefully it will be out sooner than that. So as of now, all of the materials are, once I click this button, all of the materials are available. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please fire away. Send me a personal email. If you want to do a Zoom or talk on the telephone, I'm more than happy to help. So deep breath, a lot of material with this course, and everybody's doing a fine job. Keep up the great work, and I'll see you online.